hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today I wanted to do a little series called Colour by Colour. You can see here I'm working in my homemade sketchbook. I made this with Langton Prestige by De La Rowney. That's the paper. It is 100% cotton, 300 GSM. And the idea is basically that I go through every colour on my palette and make a little dedicated painting featuring it. So the first one is buff titanium, and as you can see, buff titanium isn't necessarily the most prominent colour in it, but it features in it and it's in most of the mixes. The second one is cadmium lemon, I believe, and then there's Aquarius yellow. And today what we'll be working on is nickel azure yellow. So this idea was inspired by the absolutely wonderful Irit Landgraf here on YouTube. She makes these beautiful loose florals, and she did a very similar thing herself on her own YouTube channel, where she basically went through every colour on a palette and gave it a little dedicated painting in a sketchbook. And I really loved that idea. I wanted to try it out myself, considering I have quite a selection of colours. It's totally fine, it's not an addiction, I swear. But I reached out to Irit and said, would you mind awfully if I use this idea? Because I thought it's always important to check with people that you use very similar ideas of, to see if they're okay with it. And she was fine with it, she was really courteous about it. So yeah, absolutely wonderful. She's a wonderful person, and I'm really glad she gave me the thumbs up for this. Anyway, so I'm working with nickel azure yellow for this one, and yes, so far I've done mostly sort of floral type stuff, because I found they're really easy to do, loose florals. Again, I've been very inspired by Irit, but because I don't want to just copy her completely, I do want to switch things up as well. So when I was leafing through the little sketchbook, you could see that my Aquarius yellow by Szmal, so far these have all been Szmal colours, the Aquarius yellow was a bird's wing, or what sort of looked like a bird's wing. So I try to switch it up a bit. You'll find there'll be a few more florals in the future, because they're just easy to do and very relaxing. But I do try and switch it up as much as I can. I've already recorded a couple more colours, and one of them turned into like sort of a ball scene, like a mask ball scene. So I do many different things. Anyway, as you can see, this flower is already starting to come along, and the idea was sort of to, I don't know, have that sort of effect. If you've seen Tangled, the Disney film, there's a magical flower in it, and it sort of glows a golden yellow light, and that was sort of the effect I was going for, because I think that film is just visually beautiful, and nickel azure yellow really has that sort of glowing effect to it. It has that golden glow, which I absolutely love. It is probably my favourite yellow of like primary yellows that I have. Like obviously I have earth yellows as well, but those are, in my opinion, quite different. The petals I've done, I believe, with manganese violet, again, Szmal colour, and there was a little bit of shading on the bottom petal that I think was a bit of Sodalite Genuine, and there's some possibly Perylene Violet in there, or not Perylene Violet, but more of a, I don't know, I don't remember all the colours. It's been a little while since I actually recorded this. I wanted to do, the editing and the voiceover a lot sooner, but I managed to get a job, which is wonderful news. It's very good that I have like a steady income right now, but it does mean that obviously hobbies take a backseat, and this right now is a hobby for me. The background, by the way, is Payne's Grey, largely. I believe there's a little bit of a mix in there, but it is mostly Payne's grey, and it just was to bump up that contrast and get that sort of glowing effect to be a bit stronger, a bit more, give it a bit more of a highlight. Anyway, it's, yeah, like, I really love this little project so far. It's incredibly relaxing, and ooh, you can see, like, I've splashed some more of the Azo yellow, the nickel Azo yellow across it, and you can see how it sort of blooms in the Payne's grey. Yeah, it's just a beautiful colour. It's very strong, very pigmented, and it's just wonderful for like this kind of almost glowing effect. And I think it mixes really rather nicely as well. It is obviously not the most natural of yellows, if that makes sense. Like I said, it's not an earth pigment. It is just a very vivid yellow. But it's good for like florals, for example, or you know, if you are more into painting certain scenery or like images, stills, it's good for that as well. But if you're more into landscapes, then this might not be the yellow for you because it is such an unnatural colour, but it's, I think, just absolutely gorgeous. Like, sadly I don't have videos of the previous colours I've done. I did those in a live stream over on Twitch. Hi, I'm on Twitch as well. I don't do much with it right now because, like I said, I've got a job, I'm very busy. But sadly I didn't manage to save the Twitch recording on time, so it was lost to the ether. Only a few people have seen those, but that's okay. Like, I still have the images of it, and I'm really, really pleased with them. I especially love the buff titanium one, even though it's not primarily buff titanium. And looking back, part of me is also thinking, like, I could have done like a lily with that, a peace lily. But I didn't, and that's fine. I really like how it turned out anyway. And the cadmium lemon, not my favourite lemon. Or not my favourite yellow, I should say. I don't use it often at all, like, really don't. So it was nice to sort of play around with it and see what it can do and look like. But you could tell from the image that I wasn't massively inspired by it, which is a shame. Anyway, this is almost coming to an end, really. These videos will all be quite short, like around the 8-minute mark, I think, unless one turns out to be longer. But they're just, you know, they're rather simple and quick painting sessions for me. So, and they're easy to sort of condense down into shorter clips. But if you'd like to see them a little bit longer, do let me know. Anyway, yes, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day.